Hello everybody! My name is Bloody Hellvader, and welcome back to Spire Knights. We're almost finished with our final preparations needed before we venture into the Ice Queen Shadow Lair. The first late preparations video was late because of technical issues. This one was late because I was either disorganized in sorting the videos, or maybe I just had to get some older videos out. Well, as long as the videos are eventually released, then that should be fine. This video was finished a few days before Christmas, but I had to get some older videos out first. Our last bits of preparations were that we needed to fully level up our shadow weapons to level 10. Like our Acheron, as well as our Grand Faust, Grim Repeater, and lastly, our Phantasmos. After that, we had to pay a visit to the bazaar and see if Punch was in a holiday mood to give us some good UVs. Medium damage bonus on gremlins. Hey Punch, you're a gremlin, aren't you? Are you trying to tell me something? Low attack speed increase. Not good enough. Medium charge time reduction. Yeah, that's probably good enough. After a few quick farming sessions at the Firestorm Citadel, it's now time for the Wintergrave's turn to roll out some new UVs. This weapon has been very good to us. Also, it's one of the more popular crafting videos on this channel. Not exactly sure why, but if it works, then I'm all for it. Wow, a very high charge time reduction. Yes, Punch! Bloody wants more of these, and maybe some good attack speed increase as well. After that, we got around to crafting the full Scover set to help us against the freezing status effect. That means that we had to go to the Hall of Heroes and craft it. But at the same time, I wasn't really sure if I was going to use the full set of the Scover. I got both of them just to satisfy the completionist within me. At best, we might just wind up using half the Chaos set and half the Scover set. But we are going to be trying out the Ice Queen Shadow Lair a couple times anyways, so if the freezing status effect isn't as frequent as I'm worried about, then we might just wind up using the full Chaos set instead. Plus the charge time reduction bonus that we get from our Chaos set is very nice. Which kind of makes some of our charge time reduction UVs kind of hard to use because the game does seem to cap it out after a certain level. Especially since our weapons are also level 10, which also gives us some charge time reduction. But maybe once we get our Black Hat set later down the line, those UVs will be of more use to us later on. Once the Scover set was crafted, we just went through the Firestorm Citadel with our full Scover set until we eventually got around to heating up our set, until it was around level 9. Then it was time to heat up our Scover set, and shortly after, our Scover coat to level 10. Now we at least have one of the Scover sets that are fully leveled up. We haven't gotten around to fully leveling up our Snowball set yet, but we'll get around to that. Just like our previous late preparations video, we should take some of our weapons that we've crafted and are very likely to bring to the Shadow Lair, and then we can try to see how we can use everything all together. Of course, the game does only let you use 4 weapons total, so we won't be able to use everything that we've crafted. Plus, I had to bring the combustor because we might have some issues with these butterflies. Now, some weapons that I thought would help us out might not get used later on, like the Grand Faust for example, mostly because the Ice Queen is resistant to curse. At least, that's what the wiki seems to say. I was thinking about giving the Acheron some UVs, but the burning effect of the combustor just seemed to make more sense for me. But then again, this might not be our final loadout. The weapon loadout might change each time I try to attempt the Ice Queen. We'll see what happens when the time comes for that video to come out. Here we are. Death 23. The Clockworks Terminal. Time to go buy some recipes from Basil. Go and take a look at the shuttle lair that we'll be venturing into. We're ready for you, Royal Jelly Shuttle Air. We've had to do quite a bit of work to get up to here, but soon it'll pay off. Our hard work on crafting all these weapons and heating them all up to max level will at least give us something of an advantage in this particular shuttle lair. But then again, we're very likely going to get wrecked a few times trying this. But that's just part of the fun in doing these shuttle lairs. Personally, I just like trying out a good challenge, and if it means getting our butt kicked several times in order for us to eventually kick back, then that's just kind of what makes it more satisfying when it actually happens. But that's for another video. What do you have for us, Basil? No recipes that we can sell in the auction house. Oh well. The shuttle lair video will be out soon enough. I'll see you then. And that is all to share with you for now, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching.